And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Esports World Cup 2024 Europe Open Qualifier. We have made it to a best of 5. Oh, I should actually fix that here. We've made it to our first qualifying match of this qualifier. Of course, earlier today we were live with the Korean qualifiers, and now we're here with the European qualifiers. Oh boy, here we go, and we're going to be featuring two players that we have yet to cover tonight, but we're lucky enough to embrace them here in this qualifying match. As spawning in the top left-hand corner. In the top left-hand corner of GoldenEye, we have our German Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Lambo. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the French Protoss. He's been popping off tonight. He's been popping off specifically in the PvPs, but how does he fare in a PvZ? The French Protoss representing Little Fairy, it is PsiOniC. For those who have been missing the updates on the bracket, PsiOniC, he took down Skillus, he took down Spat, he took down Christiana. Not a single Protoss could stand in his way, and he's made it all the way to a qualifying match. One of the, just the underdog story is real here. Like, he is such an underdog. Like, no one had their eyes on PsiOniC coming into this. People were looking at Skillus, Lambo, Showtime, Wayne, a Laser, Christiana, even Uruthermal at times. But PsiOniC? Mate, out of left field. He's popping off, Pap. He's popping off. But as I just mentioned, something important to emphasize is he's been doing very well in a specific matchup. The question becomes, can he do well against Zerg? You know, there are players out there that are certain specialists. There are PvP specialists, there are TVT specialists, even ZvZ specialists. They do exist. And we'll see if PsiOniC can have some success here against a player of the caliber of Lambo. Lambo, of course, has been coming in as a heavy favorite. He is one that a lot of players were looking at to make a deeper run and to qualify for the closed qualifier. We'll see if he can be stopped. We shall see. And if you're in the chat, predictions. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you believe will claim this series. Will it be the Protoss or the Zerg? Will it be PsiOniC or Lambo? It is up to you to decide. Best of luck. Best of luck with your predictions, Papi. Best of luck. So I'm just posting in the chat. Predictions open. Beautiful. As we're settling in, it's going to be standard opener. Gate expanded to Cybercore, standard opener here out of PsiOniC, going for a Stargate in the main. Meanwhile, Lambo across the map, just going for a hatch gas pool. Nothing too crazy so far. Really, we're just waiting for our tech of choice and our unit of choice. I'll be honest, I don't really cast a lot of PsiOniC. I don't really get to cast or cover him much. As I'm sure you're aware, we are based in Australia. We don't actually cast a lot of European events. We do miss EPT EU every week. Well, most of the time we're not able to cover it. We do cover other events to feature European players, like our own Sparkling Tuna Cup or OC King of the Hill. But most European time slot events, we are asleep during. You know, we're usually asleep. I'm usually asleep here at this time. It's 5 a.m. You're usually in bed. So I'm more than willing to embrace PsiOniC here. I'm curious as to how they play things out. I mean, I say we don't cast a lot of Europeans, but we were the B stream for Home Story Cup, and we casted a lot of Home Story Cup a couple of weeks ago. So that's true. But again, we don't cover a lot of like PsiOniC, Boanan, for example. GG Machine, right? Like some of these other up-and-coming players that are a little bit more niche, that you have to be more engrossed in the European region to be able to cover them more and more often. There's another player that is slipping my mind that does hit that criteria. But regardless, we're going to be settling in. Is going to be our third base on the way. Oracle first. That is a very fast Twilight Council. That is a Twilight Council before the expansion. Oh boy, this looks like Glaive Adepts. It's a little bit too soon to fully tell. I mean, it could still be Blink, true. Could still be Blink here from PsiOniC, but I'm feeling Glaives on the horizon from our Blue Protoss player. And we should be throwing down additional gateways if that's the case. Otherwise, I'm curious as to how this all pieces together, because so far, no additional gateways. And usually we'd have them by now. There we go. Additional gateways now on the way. There we go. Glaives is in production. And we should be banking up Adepts back at home and trying to catch Lambo off guard. Meanwhile, at the same time, 2 Oracles do hit the main. Oof. But we overextend. We get 2 drones and the Oracle falls. Less than ideal. At the same time, we have Adepts threatening the 3rd base, but last to get cleaned up, and Lambo is holding. Lambo barely loses anything. So far, a strong defense for Lambo. Likewise, we have a Roach Horn in production, so we're not cutting corners, not too much at least. The Roach Horn will complete, and we will have access to Roach production to deal with those Adepts. And we're building up towards 6 gateways. 6 gate glaive Adepts here. This is going to be more committed than we usually see. Usually it's only 4 gateways. With 6, we're going to have extra warp-ins. We're going to be that much more committed. We need to do that much more damage. The pressure is now on PsiOniC to get damage done. And so far, Lambo's droning. So far, this can still work. If Lambo drones up too much, if Lambo makes 0 roaches, then PsiOniC can pop off and can snowball out of control. 100%. We've seen it before, but we can see it again. We're still waiting for additional Adepts. For now, we're going to be moving out. Moving out with our wave of 9 Adepts. Just hoping for another warp in. Yeah, there we go. We just spot the army. Hey, the Adepts are spotted. We're shading across. What do we have to defend? We have 18. We have Prelay Links. We joined up to 71. We're supply blocked. Now is not the time. We're heavily supply blocked. 3, 4 Overlords on the way. Now is not the time. Adepts will soon arrive. And Lambo, he is in trouble. He breaks free from the supply block. 7 Roaches on the way, but damage is going to be done. Drones are going down. So far, 4 worker kills. We shade in towards the natural. We commit to the shade, but the wall is up and running. The wall is solid. The wall has been broken. Never mind. We break through the wall, busting into the natural. Drones are going down, and again, Lambo was just far too greedy. Got supply blocked at the wrong moment, and we've already gotten a mineral line. A mineral line with the drones have fallen, and we're still not done. Roaches are trickling in. We can always avoid those roaches. We commit to the shade. We're headed for the mineral line. Can we get more damage done? So far, so good. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be cleaned up. Okay, 16 drone kills. Oh, getting 17. Now, back at home, we need to survive the counterattack. We should be seeing Immortal production. We do have a Robo. We should be getting into Immortal production. We have Stalkers that are amassing as well. Thankfully, Lambo's droning. Thankfully, PsiOniC is in no danger. He's in no danger. Oracle getting 2 more drones. 18 in total. 18 drone kills and Lambo, he takes a chance. He takes a risk. He's going for a Spire. Risky move. Now, what I like about this for Lambo is he already killed 1 Oracle. If we had 2 Oracles, we could threaten the bases and scout and check for tech. With only 1 Oracle, we have that much less eyes, well, less eyes in the sky. We go for the relation. The likelihood of the main base being scouted now is quite low. And it could be... Oh, stasis does go up. It could be PsiOnic's turn to be caught off guard. For now, he's trading relatively well. He's going to bleed out a Stalker. Not just 1, 2. 3 Stalkers. Expensive losses here for PsiOniC. His blink was punished. Papi, we need to calm down. Very aggressive blinks. Is getting a 4th base and working towards blink. Working towards a gateway explosion. I believe the Forge did finish. We never started +1. Oh, wait, no, we did. Sorry. My apologies. We have +1. Never invested into +2. Just doubling down. Cannon, shield batteries on the way. The Spire is done. Mutants are in production, and PsiOniC has no idea. No scouting information in the main base. PsiOniC has no idea what's going on. Overseer doing what it can. Does confirm the gateway production. There is no Robo, there's no Colossus. And now I worry for PsiOniC, because the Mutas, they're coming. They're going towards the right-hand side. At the same time, Lambo setting up a surround. PsiOniC, he's getting caught out. Stalkers are falling. Mutas still being pinned back, though. Lambo holding them back, not pulling the trigger yet. Slow Lords have arrived. Lambo shuts him down. Oh, and yeah, the Mutas, they deny that prism. At least PsiOniC is aware of what's going on, but that's a hefty amount of mutas. That's how many? 18. 18 mutas already. Master Stasis does connect. How we punish one of the mutas. Oh, the force field's looking good. They zone away the roaches. Only links trickle in. Mutas rotating into the main. Stalkers are in position, somewhat. Yeah, we dive on the mutas. PsiOniC, honestly, he's defending well. He's defending quite well against this. He kills 4 mutas for a handful of stalkers. I am concerned about the Ling Roach army, but with enough charge lots, we should be okay. We have so much that. Oh my, how many cannons do we have? Cannons are everywhere. At the 3rd, at the 4th. Force fields once again thrown down. And the roaches, they can barely engage. Very nice force fields, very nice control out of PsiOniC. And I'm waiting for the blink forward. I've noticed that PsiOniC, he likes to aggressively blink. This was fine, but at other times it's been questionable. I like it though, I like it. As here we go, now Lambo, he's in a lot of trouble. He didn't get much damage at all done with the mutas. The mutas were lackluster. They got like 1 or 2 probe kills, they got like 3 stalkers. And they need to get more damage done. Now, to be fair, the muta count is still building up. We have 30 mutas on the way. I say that. 28 mutas, 2 more for 30. 30 mutas, that's a hefty amount. And without Archons and without Storm, these mutas, they can collapse on the main army. As I say that though, Archons have morphed in. In a head-on fight, I might even favor PsiOniC. If we just had Storm. Mutas, they bust into the main. Cannons are going down. No stalkers in position, not this time. Ooh, and it does force a big reaction. PsiOniC has to split up his army. Has to be careful to overreact. That's 14 probes falling. Oh, now finally, these mutas are paying for themselves. And they go back in. PsiOniC out of position. Heavily supply block. +3 is denied. And Lambo, he's running away with this. Again, the muta cloud, it's becoming nigh unsolvable. Nice catch here from PsiOniC. Does force a trade. Oh, but he left nothing at home. He left nothing back here. The ground army's coming in. Breaks through the cannons into the mineral line. PsiOniC did counterattack across the map though. Trying to get his own damage done, but that's 24 probes going down. And these zealots, they have to get more. Archons are getting picked off. High Templar is exposed. See the SimCity working against PsiOniC there for a moment as well. Zealots are getting into mineral lines though. Not bad. Damage is being done. But it still is not enough. Lambo's got the gold. With the help of the gold base, even though Lambo just lost 15 drones, he can afford it. He can afford to lose that many workers. Lambo still has a booming economy. And PsiOniC at this point is all in. Completely all in. Now, a lot of the supply for Lambo is in Lings and Mutas. It's a very fragile army. And in a head-on fight, I favor PsiOniC. And I think Lambo does as well. So, base trade. Essentially, we're going for the base trade. Lambo knows he cannot engage head-on. We'll bring down the 4th. Head up for the natural, head up for the 3rd. Mutas are peeling off. And mutas, what they can do is they can pick apart the army, like bit by bit. They can pick off stalkers, they can pick off archons. So PsiOniC has to be very careful with how he maneuvers. PsiOniC did preserve probes, so he can make gases. He can make gas geysers across the map. Mutas turn back around. Lambo still has the gold, but it is spotted. We have spine crawlers. Yeah, the spine crawlers will defend. Mutas getting caught out. Stalkers in the main. Bring it all together. That's a lot of mutas. The probes! No! The workers! They get caught out! Okay, a very chaotic moment here for PsiOniC. Ooh, the prism falls as well. Very nice control. We catch the prism, we catch 2 archons. PsiOniC pulling apart a little bit here. And we need a building. Uh-oh. The probes! The probes, they're left alone. We're gonna shut down the workers, and now we're running out of buildings. We're running out. This is all we have left. We had the potential to throw down more buildings, but not anymore. We're going for the final mining base. Hatcheries are being thrown down, and this is it. This is all we have left. 2 pylons. GG gets called. We get the elimination, and Lambo will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We had money, we had minerals to work with. PsiOniC just had to save a probe, throw down buildings, and he could have made a game out of that, or he could have kept it going. But alas, he was caught out in the midst of the chaos. It did feel like PsiOniC was flustered, definitely. He was flustered, and he was making small mistakes and small missteps here and there. It's not a game state that you're in too often, so I don't blame PsiOniC. Don't blame him at all. It's not often that you're in that kind of base trade scenario. And in the end, Lambo, the more experienced player, did come out on top. GG. GG, well played. Lambo takes the lead, but honestly, PsiOniC did well for himself. Remember, Lambo got caught completely off guard by the Glaive Adepts. He was supply blocked as well, so he took so much damage. Likewise, initially the mutas weren't doing too much either. And I do like that we went into the base trade from the side of PsiOniC. I do think it was his best option. I mean, I say that it was also the best option for Lambo as well. Like, it was just the base trade had to. It was just a chaotic moment and could have gone either way. Could have gone either way there. I'm sure PsiOniC was hoping to force Lambo into a fight that Lambo never gave him. And now we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Post Youth, we have our red Zerg player. Our German Zerg representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. It is Lambo. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy from land of France. It is PsiOniC. Here we go. Our best of 5 does continue. As Lambo is going to be expanding, going for the gold. Let's go. Here on Post Youth, you do have the option, and we are rushing into the gold base. Very bold move by Lambo, and the question becomes, can PsiOniC punish this? And will he punish it as well? Okay, the pressure is now on the blue Protoss to make sure that Lambo doesn't get away with a free gold. Otherwise, he can just use this to leapfrog, or to just boost himself into an all-in. Launch himself, that's what I was looking for. Can launch himself in. For now, we're calming down. We are going to be calming down, getting into our hatch gas pool. Prioritizing the gold, of course. Meanwhile, PsiOniC has confirmed this. You can see here, PsiOniC did get eyes on this with his probe scouts, is aware. And how do we respond? We could respond with a Twilight Council to go into Glaive Depths. We could go into a fast Blink build. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Especially if we did assume there was going to be an aggressive follow-up. We shall see. We shall see. As for now, the probe is going to be skirting around the edge of the map. Curious. My eyes are on this worker. We could just be hiding it for a follow-up scout, but I feel like this probe is a little bit more sinister than that. Yeah, there's a cheeky probe, Bobby. Cheeky. We'll see. There we go. There's the pylon. We're setting up for a proxy. Now, what kind of proxy will we see here towards the left-hand side? I mean, the Cybercore is already done. I feel like this isn't really lined up for tech, for a Stargate, and it isn't. There we go. Twilight Council opener out of PsiOniC. This could be a proxy Dark Shrine. Could be a gateway and a Dark Shrine. Twilight Council still on the way. I'm leaning towards Dark Shrine. But even then, did we even need to proxy it? It's crazy. But we are waiting. We're waiting here for this Twilight Council to finish. Strong gateways being thrown down. We have not pulled out of gas. Show us the Dark Shrine. There it is. Dark Shrine has been thrown down. We're going for the Dark Templar. Okay, interesting. Now, Lambo, upon recognizing that it is a Twilight Council opener, something like DTs are always in the back of your mind, and we should be getting safety spore crawlers. The question becomes, do we get spores in both bases? As we scout, no, we scout! Lambo! He scouts, he confirms he sees everything, and he's fully aware of what's going on. Does force a cancel on the gateway. Not like this. Denies the gateway, and we may even deny the Dark Shrine as well. We may as well let it finish at this point just to warp in some Archons. We're going for the pylon under fire. And the pylon's going to be shut down, and will the Dark Shrine even finish? No shot. We force the cancel. We have Blink on the way. Very rough start here for PsiOniC. Ay. Again, even if we had the Dark Shrine behind the mineral line, it would have been safe, would have been sound. Didn't need to proxy. Just wanted a location to reinforce across the map. Unfortunately, did not quite work out. And now PsiOniC is in a rough position. Will deny some mining at least. True. That was a nice mining time, but it's going to be shut down. And Lambo, he's embracing the gold base. Has a booming economy. He's on 3 bases, and now we're getting to a lair. Roach Warren's already done. Evo Chamber. And we're going to be building up towards the mid game. And Lambo is going to hit like a truck in the mid game. Like, this gold base is going to be able to kick in. Oh boy. Is it going to kick in here? Roach production has begun. We have +1 melee. And Lambo's actually still droning. I mean, he's got minerals to work with, so may as well. His creep is spreading nicely. Lambo also recognizes how ahead he is just because of the denied tech. Blink is about to finish, and how many gateways are we on? We're on 4 gates. Soon to be 5. 5 gate setup. It's okay. We catch a queen. Catch a queen, catching an overlord as well. PsiOniC clearing up all the creep. Denying any vision here from Lambo, or at least trying to, hoping to. Lambo's so quick to replace that creep though. Is being thrown down. Gateways are finishing up. And again, because of Lambo's early game, because of his goal base as well, like, he just has map control. He shuts down the sentries, forces back the stalkers. And behind this, we have 22 more links on the way. I mean, Lambo is still taking up. He's still taking up towards a hive. I don't think he needs to, but, you know, he's just securing himself. Getting into hive tech, this gives access to ultras, vipers, adrenal. I'm leaning towards ultras just because of +1 melee, right? Because of our melee upgrades, it does kind of lend to ultra production. There we go, now +2 melee on the way. Ultras can be quite gas intensive, but again, we've got resources to spare. As things, they come in from behind, they deny the gold. Containing PsiOniC to 3 bases. And now here comes the surround! And where we blink away, we abandon the sentries. Sentries, they get cleaned up. And we even focus down that prism. Aye. Just a really brutal game state. And if PsiOniC ever moves out, this is what happens, right? Like, Lambo, he's there to punish. He's ready. Lying in wait. 44 more links on the way. Once again, catching a stalker. Overseer into the main. contaminating the robo. Just contaminate whatever we can. Do you get the robo? I mean, the Prism can counterattack and buy some time and get some breathing room. That is true. But there's a lot the Prism has to accomplish as Lambo is maxing out. There's that Adrenal. Plus 2, of course. Haven't really invested into any Hive Tech army yet. Just upgrades. Like there's still no Vipers, no Ultra Cavern, or Hydrogen for Lurkers. And I don't think we necessarily need it. The army does push forward. Collapsing on the Stalkers. Stalkers on their own, they're just, again, even with these upgrades with +1, they're having a hard time keeping up. We do have the overcharge. The army portals on forward nonetheless. GG gets called as we are overwhelmed, and Lambo takes game number 2, taking a 2-0 lead. GG. GG, well played. A strong start so far here at Lambo. I mean, Game 1 was very shaky. Game 1 was very back and forth. Game 2, though, was a lot more in favor of Lambo. A lot more in favor. Again, PsiOniC just had a really rough start. Going for the Proxy Dark Shrine, getting scattered, getting shut down, and that just meant that PsiOniC was stuck at home. He was stuck at home, and not just that, it means that Lambo got away with the gold. He got away with the gold base, he got away with a far superior economy. That just snowballed into him being able to amass an army and kind of bully PsiOniC whenever he tried to push onto the map. He was being shut down time and time again. And with that, that means that Lambo is on match point. One more game is all Lambo needs to qualify for the closed qualifier. Meanwhile, PsiOniC, he needs to fight back here and now and win 3 games in a row. He needs to win 3 games in a row. Not going to be easy here for PsiOniC. It's possible, it's possible. He's asking for a break. PsiOniC is asking for a moment here, and we're more than happy to oblige. He needs a moment to rest, to recuperate, and when he comes back, we're jumping right on it. We're jumping back in. Meanwhile, when it comes to other matches that are ongoing, we just got an update. Bly did take down Gung Fu Banda 2-1. So Bly did eliminate Gung Fu Banda from the tournament, and Bly is mid-series versus Showtime. I believe that is being covered by Zombie Grub. It's going to be Bly versus Showtime. Winner goes up against a Laser. So we might be able to catch... I do think we're going to be able to catch the upper semis, but it also depends. Depends how long our series is. If it's a 3-0, then we should be able to catch it. If not, then maybe we can jump in mid-series. As we still have plenty more games ahead of us. plenty more matches, man. Plenty more matches. As a reminder as well, this is a qualifying match, and that means a couple of things. One, of course, it means the winner qualifies for the closed qualifier. But it also means that the loser is not knocked out of the tournament. The loser of this series gets knocked down to the bronze match. There is a 3rd place match here in the qualifiers as top 3 advance on. It's going to be top 3. So the loser of the series will have another chance. Have a second life. They'll have some time to themselves to be able to rest up and get ready for it. You have some time. See 007 in the chat. Let's go. Go PsiOniC. I see Demon of Night as well. Fala galera, papi. Fala galera. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Meanwhile, we may just go on a break. May just go on a short break. Just because our players did ask for a couple of minutes, and we are just chilling. So I may just go on a short break here, and yeah, when we return, we will have our next game. Potentially the final one of the series. Potentially. We'll see. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Oh my god, I hope you all enjoyed that break as we have returned with game number 3 of this qualifying match. Again, we're on match point. Our Zerg player needs one more to claim the series. The pressure is now heavily on the Protoss. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our French Protoss player, the underdog himself. He had an amazing run making it this far, but is struggling here in this qualifying match. Can he bring it back for Team Little Fairy? It is PsiOniC. And he's going for the proxy. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the German Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Shopify Rebellion. One game away from advancing on into the Codes Qualifier. It is Lambo. Getting proxy. And here we go. We have 1, we have 2, soon to be 3. Oh, my apologies. It's going to be 2 gates and a forge. We're looking to spice things up here. And can we cheese the hell out of Lambo? Can we pull it off? We can see Lambo, he does keep his overlord over his natural base to make sure it doesn't get cannon rushed. Speaking of cannon rushes, the pylons are being thrown down. And Lambo is aware. Now, does he assume that this is a fake out, that this is a bluff, or does he commit? He does pull the boys. Getting in position, the role of these workers is to focus on the pylon, but also patrol and make sure, that the cannon does not get up and running. Pylon is cancelled. Another pylon on the way. Gateways are finishing up. Ooh, and the probe does wall itself off. Does find a nice position here in between the main and the natural. More boys being pulled. Nice surface area on this first pylon. And the surface area is looking good. We can focus it down. Cannon's on the way. Probe does push itself out of that little position. Onto the other side. More boys being pulled, getting on top of the cannon. Zealots are waddling in. And now we realize how committed we are. Zealots have arrived and the cannon will finish. PsiOniC, not a bad position, but unfortunately this cannon really is just covering the ramp. We do need to get within range of some of the buildings here, and there we go. I mean, the cannons, they can wall this off, and we can actually focus down the natural base. Yeah, the natural's going to be targeted. Roach 1 has been thrown down. Lambo is getting into 1 base Roach. The natural should fall. But can PsiOniC bust into the main? He's taking gases. Now, PsiOniC cannot throw down a Robo until we get a Cybercore. Or likewise, can't throw down any tech structure, really, whether it's a Robo, a Twilight Council, or a Stargate. Cybercore is going to be required. It'll take some time. Zealots, take down a drone. Trying to avoid that surround. So far, nice swipes. Boys being pulled, we go for the surround. Yeah, the drone drilling is real. We need to get on top of those zealots. 2 zealots go down. And we barely lose any drones. The drones are low. More zealots have arrived. But we're holding. We are holding. We are barely defending. We shut down every single zealot. Meanwhile, that pylon is under fire. The one heroling. He's been popping off. Oh my god, so close. Gasito, baby, gasito. The pylon survives. We kill the natural. But we have queens on the high ground. Roaches as well. A lot of shots going up. Zealot, they do provide high ground vision. They provide that vision. PsiOniC is maintaining. At the same time, though, what are we doing with our gas? There we go. Cybercore's on the way. Gas geyser as well. Cybercore is delayed. Looks like PsiOniC was otherwise preoccupied. PsiOniC does threaten the main. I'll connect. Another Zealot's on the way. Oof. Yeah, 1 more bile is all we need. Oof. The cannon is going to go down. At least the first cannon. Likewise, second under fire. Stargate's on the way. Back at home. With the Stargate, we can get into Void Ray production. As Lambo has broken out. Shutting down the cannon, shutting down the pylons. Sutter stepping forward. Even forcing a recall. And that means that these gateways have been abandoned. We're gonna shut down the gateways. We're moving out across the map. Speaking of across the map, we need time. Shield batteries are amassing. We have somewhat of an army. We're okay. Without the overcharge, we can hold the line. we get some shots off on those roaches. I started stepping here against the zealots, pushing forward. Getting one, getting two. Trading well against these zealots. Void Rays on the way is about to pop out. Back at home, Lambo is expanding. Lambo is unaware of the transition, whether it's a Void Ray or an Immortal. Both are still options. We are breaking in. What do we use our files on? We're going for the Stargate. Probes are being targeted. Another vial's going to be available. Oof. Vial's connecting, and it looks like we will defend. We're going to be able to clean this up. Not without killing 6 probes. We got 6 probe kills. Up! Ooh, massive vial. 11 probe kills. 12. Can we get 13? Up! Oh, the vials! Oh my god. Ooh, massive connection. 16 probes go down. No shot. That was like 5 probes for 1 vial. Aye. And with that, Lambo has crippled the economy. And sure, it may not have the best answer to Void Rays yet, but we have Spore Crawlers finishing up. We have 3 queens on low ground. We have more queens on the way, about to be 5 queens. And with Transfuse, that is going to be enough. It is enough to hold on. Is enough to hold the line. PsiOniC has to rotate around, pivot away. Lambo likewise worldling up. And yeah, as long as we're able to keep up with these Voiders, it should be okay. The head-on fights, yeah, we have plenty of Transfuse. GG, well played gets called as we cannot break through, and Lambo will take the series 3-0, being the first player to qualify for the closed qualifier through the European qualifiers. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Lambo as he does claim this series and does advance on. Oh. GG, well played. Lambo does take the series. It's the first to advance on. And my condolences to PsiOniC once again, though, as we did mention, PsiOniC is knocked down to the bronze match. He has another chance. He has another opportunity to bounce back. PsiOniC can bounce back, and yeah, with that, we have our first player advancing on. PsiOniC gets knocked down, and the question becomes, the hell's been going on in the other portion of the bracket? What has been happening? Lay's still waiting. I believe Bly is mid-series versus Showtime. And what game are they in, is the question. Game 1, Game 2, or Game 3?